Hey guys, a lot of us know that Teddy Pendergrass was one of the most amazing soul disco singers out there. He left his mark in the music industry, and he will be remembered by many. Theodore Derice Pendergrass was born on March 26, 1950, in Kingstree, South Carolina, and was raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was the only child of Jesse and Ida Pendergrass. It is said that his mom and dad broke up when he was young. As he grew older, his mother promised him that she would find his father so that they could meet up again. He met his father again when he was 11 years old. Not long after that, his father, Jesse, was stabbed to death on June 13th, 1962, during an altercation with another man. He was 47 years old. Teddy often sang at church. He aspired to be a pastor and got his wish when at age 10 he allegedly was ordained a minister. Teddy also took up drums during this time and was a junior deacon of his church. He went to Thomas Edison High School for Boys in North Philadelphia. He also sang with the Edison Master Singers. Allegedly, he dropped out of school in the 11th grade to pursue music. He recorded his first song, Angel with Muddy Feet. Teddy also played drums for a number of local Philadelphia bands. He eventually became the drummer of a group named the Cadillacs. This was not the Harlem-based group that had that same name, though. In 1970, the Blue Notes founder, Harold Melvin, convinced Teddy to play drums in the group. During a performance, Teddy began singing along, and Melvin, impressed by his singing voice, made him the lead singer. Allegedly, before Teddy joined the group, the Blue Notes was struggling to become successful. This changed when they got a recording deal with Philadelphia International Records in 1971. Label founders Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff had successful collaborations with Teddy. In 1972, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes released their first single, I Miss You. The song was originally written for the Dells, but the group passed on that. Realizing how much Teddy sounded like the Dells' lead singer, Marvin Jr., Kenny Gamble decided to build the song with Teddy, who was 21 years old at the time of the recording. Teddy sang the song in a raspy baritone voice. The song also featured Blue Notes member Lloyd Parks. He sang falsetto. In the background, and Harold Melvin added in a rap near the end of the song, as Teddy kept singing. It became a major rhythm and blues hit, and it put the Blue Notes on the map. Their follow-up single was the song If You Don't Know Me By Now. I heard that song on the radio so much back in the day, I would hear that song in my sleep. The song brought the group to the mainstream. It reached the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. It also reached number 1 on the Soul number 1 single charts, like the I Miss You song did. The song was originally intended for Patti LaBelle and her group, but the group could not record it due to scheduling conflicts. Patti LaBelle and Teddy also developed a close friendship. The group had a number of releases over the years, including Hope That We Can Be Together Soon, The Love I Lost, Bad Luck, and Wake Up Everybody. Another good song by the group was their original version of the soul classic Don't Leave Me This Way. It turned into a disco hit. Allegedly by 1975, Teddy and Harold Melvin had issues mainly over financial issues and personal conflicts. Teddy was singing most of the group's songs, but Melvin was controlling the group's finances. Allegedly, there was a time when Teddy wanted the group to be renamed Teddy Pendergrass and the Blue Notes because fans kept mistaking him for Melvin. Teddy left the group in 1975. After leaving Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Teddy got a new manager, Tas Lang, and went solo. She also became his girlfriend. Her friends called her Tas. She was beautiful and smart. She was voted most popular at Germantown High School. Her ex-husband is Israel Lang, former football player, running back with the Philadelphia Eagles and Los Angeles Rams. She had money and connections. She was friends with people like Dionne Warwick and Nancy Wilson. Allegedly, when Teddy Pendergrass met her, he did not have much money. He noticed she was booking celebrity clients at her mother's salon. Teddy won her over. They started a relationship and he moved into her home, allegedly. He asked Tas to be his manager. She agreed to it. Allegedly, he asked her for some money to get things going. She agreed to give him $15,000 to start up Teddy Bear Productions Incorporated. That was a good amount of money back in 1975. She put together a management contract for him to sign too. Allegedly, the terms of his contract said all proceeds generated from Teddy's debut solo album, merchandising, and tour would be managed by Tas under the production company Teddy Bear Productions. As his manager, Tas would get 10% of the proceeds from his debut album and one share in the company, which he became the vice president. However, allegedly the contract that Teddy Pendergrass signed entitled Tas to more than that. She would get 10% of the royalties from his first album, also 10% of the royalties from all his future albums, and 10% of all his future business endeavors. Allegedly, when Teddy found out what was in the contract, he was angry. He didn't know all the details before he signed that contract, allegedly. And allegedly, he wanted to be out of this contract with his manager/girlfriend. She refused to terminate that contract. She didn't even want to renegotiate the contract. On the 9th of April 14th, 1977, Teddy Pendergrass was out of town. Allegedly, after work, Tas was being driven home by Jojo Tynes. That was Teddy Pendergrass's stage manager. He pulled up into her driveway as she was stepping out of the Mercedes to enter her home. Jojo said he was getting something out of the trunk of the car. While the trunk was open, a gunman jumped out of the bushes and shot her in her chest. She died instantly. It was said that she put a lot of effort into Teddy Pendergrass's solo career, but she didn't get to see the fruits of her labor. She was killed 2 months before his debut album was released. Allegedly, she was only 32 to 33 years old at the time of her death. She was born in 1944. We didn't get the month. Her funeral was held on Wednesday, April 19th, 1977 at 2nd Macedonia Baptist Church. Reverend Jesse Jackson delivered the eulogy. Teddy Pendergrass sang at her funeral. Allegedly, he was getting dirty looks from many people who attended the funeral, including Jessie, who heard rumors that Teddy may be involved in the murder of Tas. She was laid to rest at the Shelton Hills Cemetery. A lot of people knew about the disputes Teddy was having with his manager, so a lot of people considered him a suspect in her murder. Allegedly, Teddy's road manager, Henry Adams, said that Teddy's reaction to hearing she was killed wasn't right, that he seemed to be relieved hearing the news instead of being sad. Some people thought that he paid the Philadelphia Black Mafia to get rid of her. It's alleged that they were big fans of Teddy and felt bitter about the control that Tas Lang had over Teddy's career. It's been said that some of the gang members were friends of Teddy and they didn't like the fact that she was messing up their fun. There was no alcohol, weed, etc. Stuff like that. Teddy became successful. He had a mansion, a number of expensive cars. He was living the life. On March 18th, 1982, Teddy Pendergrass's career was largely stalled. In Philadelphia, he was involved in a serious car crash. It is alleged that he lost control of his Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit. The car hit a guardrail, crossed into the oncoming lane, and hit 2 trees. Teddy and his passenger, Tanika Watson, nightclub performer who he had just met, got trapped in the wreckage for about 45 minutes. His passenger survived with minor injuries, but Teddy tragically suffered a spinal cord injury, leaving him paralyzed from the chest down for the rest of his life. Despite this, he continued to record music. He released several successful albums until his retirement in 2007. Speaking ahead of a tour in 2002, he opened up about his disability, saying something put me out of the business. That was not my doing, not my fault. I've harbored some resentment for that. Some people wondered if that accident was just an accident or did someone do this to him because of what happened to Tas. Allegedly, a week before Teddy crashed his Rolls Royce, he had an accident in his Maserati. Those two accidents happened back to back, so some people assumed that his brakes were tampered with. But who knows what happened? There was a Jet magazine issue in July 1978 where Teddy said that he was receiving threats months after the death of Tas Lang that the same thing would happen to him. Allegedly in 1986, he was in another accident. It was a van that was equipped for his paralyzed body. This time, the van ran into a utility pole. Do you think someone did this to him on purpose? Teddy married Karen Steele in June 1987. They divorced in 2002. In the spring of 2006, Teddy met Joan Williams. He proposed to her after 4 months, and they married in a private ceremony by his pastor on June 5th, 2009, or 2008, I'm not sure. Teddy underwent surgery for colon cancer and returned home to recover a few weeks later. He returned to the hospital with respiratory issues. After 7 months, he died of respiratory failure on January 13th, 2010, with his wife by his side at Bryn Mawr Hospital in Pennsylvania. He was 59 years old. His body was interred at the West Laurel Hill Cemetery. Teddy had 3 children, Tisha, LaDonna, and Theodore Jr. Teddy was a great, great talent, and his music will continue to live on. Rest in peace, Brother Teddy. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.